Alright, next up on Man vs Pixels, I have been playing Styx, Shards of Darkness. This is the sequel to Styx Master of Shadows. It came out in 2017, the original was out in 2015. It's a stealth adventure game in a fantasy setting. So, standard sort of stealth sneak around gameplay with a bit of climbing, platforming and general finding your way through the maps to your objectives, avoiding the guards and finding any other items of interest along the way. It's got some basic RPG and leveling in the form of like a skill tree, which you can pick new skills to make your progress through the maps easier. And it's all done in like a sort of dark fantasy style with a little bit of sort of steampunky technology thrown in. So you play Styx, and the game can be played in co-op. I didn't try it. I don't know how the co-op would work. I don't know what the co-op player, the second player, would be playing, but it does have a co-op option. So maybe you could try it. Let me know. So the stealth gameplay consists of, like, usual sticking to the shadows, using height to get over people in the rafters or on rooftops, hiding spots like barrels and chests you can leap into, let a guard walk past and then jump back out. The combat is the usual sort of stealth combat, sneak up behind someone and kill them quietly, which takes a few seconds, or noisily, which is instant but could attract attention from nearby guards. There's also several different environmental kills you can do, and you can do other things as well, like poison food and water from where the guards, if you see the guard sort of takes a cup of water from a water flagon, you can go up and basically you spit in it, you puke in it, and your green puke is poisonous to anyone else but you. The out of combat stealth is based on like parries and dodges, generally to be avoided if at all possible. The combat out stealth is not that great, and generally you want to try and just get around the map by not killing anyone if you don't have to. I found it was fairly easy to get through most of the maps without having to kill anything, and there's also like little rewards for getting through the maps without killing people as well. But if you do have to take people out, the stealth kills are the way to go. And after you finish the map, there's progression. It's based on skill points at the end of each map. You can get more skill points for completing certain little side quests and other objectives, such as completing the level without killing anyone, completing the level without raising any alerts, finding these little collectibles that are scattered about the level, and any other like side quests that might pop up during the level. You get more skill points the more you do. And at the end of that level, in your hideout, you get to go to your little skill table and then assign those skill points to, there's like 5 different skill trees. Stealth skill tree, combat, and crafting, your alchemy skill tree, and a couple of others. And there's a few different skills you can pick. There is a tree sort of system. You go round one direction or another, and they're linked up at certain spots where you can go from one skill to another. And then each tree has like a top ability which requires all the ones up to it to be unlocked, and gives you what the game thinks is probably like a really good ability, but I found a lot of them were like a bit meh. But that's the way the skill trees work anyway. And a lot of the stuff in the skill tree does make your life a lot easier. So it's worth picking the good ones, and then just spending your points on filler once you've got them. So the enemies you come up against have different ways of detecting you. The humans and elves detect you by like sight mainly. They'll see you, and that'll tip them off. There's dwarves in this one, and the dwarves will detect you not only by sight but by smell. If you're too close to them, they'll sniff you out. They'll know you're there, and if you're hiding, like, they'll come looking for you if they've gotten too close. So dwarves are a bit tricky. You have to sort of keep your distance and get round them. It's almost impossible to sneak up to one and get a stealth kill on one. You have to come up with other ways of doing it, or just avoiding them altogether. And then there's these little, well, big beetle things that detect you, that are completely blind but detect you by sound. So long as you're holding the walk key, you're crouched in stealth, and you're using the slow key, the shift key, you can walk right up to them. And so long as you're not making any noise, so long as you don't bump into anything, and it's quite devious, some of the levels. There's bits where you've got to go through these bits with beetles, and they'll put little chairs and little clay vases and stuff just so that you might knock into one, and that'll tip one of them off. That, yeah, the moment you make the slightest bit of sound, they'll be onto you. So that's your main different types of enemies. So it gives you a little bit to think about when you see what you've got to get past. It wasn't very difficult on normal, at least not just going through the maps doing like the main objectives, and without, you know, breaking your balls trying to do every little side quest and to collect every collectible. You just go through from main objective to main objective. It wasn't too hard. The maps are a decent size, but you don't have to go through a lot of it if you just stick to the main objectives. You just end up just not exploring a lot of the map if you just go from one objective to another. The rest of the map's there for the extra things to find, and maybe some of the side objectives. It was very enjoyable. I liked it quite a lot. It's larger and more polished than the original. Better graphics. It's like 2 years improvements in graphics, and it shows. It's like stands up to what a modern game would look like graphically now, whereas the original did look old. So definitely worth a look. But like, its full price is still $34.99, so that's quite a lot for a game that's 2 years old. It took me 12 hours to complete the story on the normal difficulty without, let's say, going out my way to do and collect everything. So I think any replay value would really be for people who are really completists and just want to get everything. I'd say $34.99 is too much for a 2-year-old game now. You'd expect it to be just baseline cheaper than that, but it definitely comes out on sales a lot. I got it on a sale, so look out for it on a sale. I'd say 50% off would be definitely worth thinking about, and anything more than that, yeah, a really good bargain. So check it out, keep it on your wish list, and watch for it when it comes out on sale. So that's Styx, Shards of Darkness.